Martin O'Neill has to wait another week. Is that because Dermot is just going around some of the main candidates to see exactly where it's at? Martin's been very coy about it. He's just basically saying that he is, just waiting to see what Dermot's got to say. He's not saying it's completely... If he didn't want the job, he'd just blow it right out of the water.
I think Martin's in the box seat. He's in a strong position. He's finished the season fantastically at Celtic, winning the double. He's come in and saved them. I think won them the league single-handedly. If it wasn't for Martin O'Neill, I don't think Celtic win that league championship. So I think he's just sitting. He's got time, and I think Dermot Desmond will maybe be sounding out a few agents and a few managers abroad. But I think he's going to come back to Martin O'Neill. I think he's going to come back to Martin and say, do you fancy another year? And I don't think Martin's going to say no. So if you're asking me who do I think will be the Celtic manager next year, I think it will be Martin. But they'll do their due diligence at the minute. And,
what will they do?
Due diligence.
That's interesting.
And they'll go and they'll speak to people, but I think it'll be Martin, to be honest with you. And I think that a lot of Celtic supporters want it to be Martin as well.
There's no... Who else is... I mean, generally, you usually get 3 or 4 big candidates.
Unless waiting a Roberto Martínez someday after the World Cup.
I don't think.
What if he wins? What if he does well with Portugal? He's going to be bigger clubs in for him. No disrespect to Celtic.
Can you? They're not going to win at Portugal.
No, but if they get a semi, or...
Yeah, I'm not too sure you could get to a situation where they could wait for a manager that long. Could they?
No.
Could they leave themselves wide open to the criticism?
Well, Martin O'Neill, right after the cup final, said the new season starts on Monday. So Monday, whoever it is that's in there must be shifting through what players are available, what players are going to be leaving, who's coming back, who's going to go. So, I mean, and then there'll be players going away to play in the World Cup. There'll be players going away on holidays. So somebody actively needs to be in there deciding what's happening at the club.
Yeah. Would you give it to him?
I'd love to see what candidates are out there. If you're going to give it to him, give it for a year. I just think it's a long-term thing. I think Celtic should be looking at a 3 and 4 year deal for somebody, because the 3 or 4 year deal is, we saw what's happened with players coming in and not working and leaving. I think somebody needs to be in there and identifying players and getting them 2 and 3 year contracts, and they're there for 2 and 3 years, not just a year or 4 months and we'll ship you out and loan. They need to get it right. They need to get the right player coming in.
But Celtic, you don't get 3 and 4 years at Celtic. Same with Rangers. You've seen managers, you've seen Russell Martin come in, you've seen Wilfred Nancy come in on 3 and 4 year contracts, and then you don't win games right away, you get sacked. So, do you know what I mean? A club like a Motherwell or a Hibs or somebody like maybe outside of that, you can get time to build a team and build a squad. Celtic, you're up against it right away. You need to win games right away. So a lot of the managers, Brendan Rodgers used to sign 1 year rolling contracts.
Yeah.
I can see something like that for Martin O'Neill, a 1 year rolling contract, and see how it goes.
See how it goes, yeah. Kick it down the park. Okay. One other little footnote, which, again, Ian Maxwell mentioned, Ruffy, and it goes to do with the crowd trouble. Not out with the ground, because that is a police issue. They have to deal with that. Crowd trouble in the ground.